everyone. Welcome to the Future Experience, where we dive into the latest trends in tech, gaming, and all things digital. I'm your host, Mark, and today we've got a super exciting topic lined up: gaming in the Metaverse, the future of entertainment. And who better to talk about this than someone who's practically lived in the virtual world for the last decade? Gamer, streamer, and all-around Metaverse enthusiast, Rachel Davis. Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Super stoked to be here and talk about something that's been taking over my life in the best possible way.
Haha, I can imagine. You've been in the gaming world for a while, right? Like, you're streaming almost daily?
Yeah, man. I've been gaming since I could hold a controller, but streaming, I'd say about 6 years now. It's wild how it's evolved, especially with where we're headed, the Metaverse and all.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into today. But for our listeners who might not be as plugged in, Rachel, how would you describe the Metaverse? What is it exactly?
Great question. So, think of the Metaverse as this massive, interconnected virtual universe. It's not just one game or one platform. It's this whole ecosystem where you can work, play, socialize, even shop. It's like Ready Player One, but we're not fully there yet.
Yeah, it's kinda like a digital parallel universe, right? But tell me, why do you think gaming is the starting point for the Metaverse? Like, why is it gamers who seem to be pioneering this?
Well, if you think about it, gaming has always been about creating these immersive worlds. Look at World of Warcraft or Fortnite. These aren't just games, they're social spaces. People hang out in them. They build relationships. So, gaming was naturally the first industry to really experiment with virtual worlds that feel alive.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you've got these crazy immersive experiences, especially with VR now, right? Are you into VR much?
All big time. I've got an Oculus, and man, it's mind-blowing. Playing Beat Saber or even something like VRChat, it just feels like a tiny glimpse of what the Metaverse could be.
Right? Vector feels like this natural step toward the Metaverse. But do you think it's the way forward? I mean, people are still hesitant about VR. You've got the motion sickness, the clunky headsets.
Yeah, you're right. It's still niche in a lot of ways. It's not mainstream yet, partly because of those issues. But the thing is, the Metaverse doesn't rely only on VR. You've got platforms like Roblox or Decentraland that are fully 3D and immersive, but they're accessible from regular computers or phones.
Ah, so it's not all about slapping on a headset and disappearing into a digital world, huh?
Exactly. You don't need VR to experience the Metaverse, though it'll enhance things for sure. But right now, the focus is more on creating a seamless experience, whether you're using a PC, console, or mobile. I think that's how it'll grow and reach more people.
And speaking of reaching more people, let's talk about the social side of things. You mentioned VRChat, which, from what I've seen, is more like a hangout spot than a game. How do you think the Metaverse is going to change the way we socialize?
Oh man, that's the big one. Socializing in the Metaverse is already happening. It's wild. You're sitting in your living room, but you're having conversations with avatars that look like anything. An alien, a samurai, or, Snoop Dogg. And people are spending real time there, attending virtual concerts, hanging out with friends. Fortnite had that Travis Scott concert, which was huge.
Yeah, I remember that. It was crazy, like millions of people watching a virtual version of Travis Scott perform. Do you think this is the future of live events too?
Absolutely. I mean, with the pandemic, we saw a huge shift toward virtual events. And even now, people are realizing, hey, I don't have to fly across the country to attend a conference or concert. I can just log in. It's more convenient, and the technology is catching up to make it feel real.
But can a virtual concert really replace the feeling of being there live? The crowd energy, the sound system pounding through your chest?
Good point. I don't think we're quite there in terms of recreating everything yet. But we're getting closer. I mean, it's never going to be exactly the same, but virtual events offer a different kind of accessibility. You can be anywhere in the world and still attend. And as VR and AR tech get better, those experiences will get even more immersive.
Let's switch gears a bit and talk about the business side of things. We've got companies like Facebook, sorry Meta, throwing billions of dollars into building the metaverse. What do you think the end game is for companies like Meta, Microsoft, and others investing in this space?
Well, that's the big question, right? Why invest so much in a virtual world? I think for them, it's about creating the next internet. They want to own the platforms where people spend their time, money, and attention. If you control that, you've got the next big economy.
Yeah, it's like instead of just browsing the web, we'll be living in it. But do you think it'll be as decentralized as some people hope? Or will big companies end up controlling everything?
I think we'll see a mix. On one hand, you've got companies like Meta wanting to build their own metaverse ecosystems. But then you've got blockchain and decentralized platforms like Decentraland or the Sandbox, where ownership is more in the hands of the users. It'll be a tug of war for sure.
Interesting. So, let's say in 10 years, do you think we'll all be working, gaming, and socializing in the metaverse? Or is this still just a distant dream?
I think we'll see parts of it integrated into everyday life. I don't think we're all going to be living in the metaverse 24/7, but things like virtual meetings, remote workspaces, and gaming will definitely be more metaverse-like. You'll probably see a lot more blending of virtual and real-world experiences.
Yeah, I could see that happening. It's exciting, but it also raises some concerns, like privacy and data security. What do you think? Are we ready for this shift?
That's a huge issue, man. With more time spent in virtual worlds, there's a lot more data being collected, and people are rightfully worried about who controls it. If we don't have the right safeguards in place, the metaverse could easily become a digital dystopia instead of this fun, utopian escape.
Wow, we've covered a lot today, from gaming and VR to the future of live events and the potential risks. I think it's safe to say that the metaverse is coming, whether we're ready for it or not.
Totally. It's an exciting time to be a gamer and a tech enthusiast, but we've got to be careful about how we build these virtual worlds.
Absolutely. Well, Rachel, it's been awesome having you on the show. You've given us a ton to think about. Maybe next time we'll have to do this in the metaverse, huh?
Hey, I'm game if you are.
Awesome. Thanks again for joining us, and for everyone listening, make sure to check out Rachel's streams and follow him on social. And don't forget to subscribe to the Future Experience podcast for more deep dives into tech and gaming. Until next time, stay curious and stay connected.